just take a second. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whoever and wherever you are. This is Lee, and we're on the game of tongues, where we work on speech anxiety in all its gross forms. And we are privileged to have with us this morning the lovely Marion, and she is from London. And she, last I knew, was managing an investment firm of some kind, and that's how she stays out of mischief. She she posted a success story some time ago. Then she had one incident, and which prompted her to send me an email, and that led us to do a couple of Skypes. This is like the first or second one since she sent me. I can't really remember.
The first.
In any event, we're just gonna ask Marion to bring us up to date on what happened and what she's doing now. Just repeat what you
Yep.
said to me, if you
So,
would.
just to put a bit of context, we started Skyping, I think, a couple of years ago. And we did Skype for quite a long time, so 7 or 8 months,
Yeah,
weekly. So thank you so much for that, Lee.
my
And
pleasure.
my speech has improved over time. And so I think some of your students have a click and then they start to actually speak very well, very fast. For me, it was a little bit slower. And so when I published my success story, my speech was about 97% good, I would say. And but when we stopped Skyping, I didn't stop doing my homework. I continued to do my self-hypnosis every morning for about 20 minutes, and the fear just vanished. And so now I don't feel any, like the slightest amount of fear when I speak and when I talk. Um, and when the fear goes, then the speech just becomes great, and I don't even need to use any of the crutches because I just feel that I feel no fear, and it's amazing. So at work, I have to do like some actually presentations, and it goes well. It goes well, and I'm just calm. An hour before, I'm like, oh yes, right, I need to do that speech, and I don't even um, I don't practice. I don't. Yeah, I don't feel any fear, and that's liberating.
Wonderful.
Um, yeah.
Have you taught yourself yet to learn to love to speak?
I No, but I think I'm quite indifferent now. So
You
it's
feel
not that
like
I
you're
love
quite
it.
what?
Indifferent.
Indifferent? Well,
Yeah.
but I would like to urge you to continue doing what you do,
Mm-hmm.
and I would always ask you to read aloud, even quietly to yourself, all of your life. Do you have
Yeah.
children? I don't remember.
No, not
Okay,
yet.
but I mean, if you ever do, read to them. Read to anyone that'll let you read to them. I mean, I drive my family crazy. They say, "Oh no, here he comes with a book." Oh gosh, I because I love to read to people. I enjoy it so very much. And
Yeah.
if you listen to the audible version of my third edition, which is being posted soon, I'm much more animated than when I did the first two because I've gotten more into it. And as a matter of fact, the guy who recorded it said, he said, listening to you, it's like it's not an audible book. It's like a conversation or something. You know, have fun with it. I urge you to join Toastmasters or something like that. I urge
Yeah.
you to take a public speaking course at the closest place you can find one. I urge you to, in all of your conversations, if you feel the slightest bit of pressure, that you expand the amount that you speak by maybe 10%,
Yeah.
And 100%, because here's your comfort zone, which is very big now, and becomes 110, becomes 120, 130, until it's the universe. Your comfort zone is everything. I want you to feel like I would put me in front of 10,000 people with the TV cameras going, and give
Yeah.
me the mic. I'm going to introduce myself and the 10 people behind me on the stage. I'm going to tell them about our business and blah blah blah, and I'm going to enjoy every single syllable.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm
Fair
going to
enough.
love it. Look, you've got a ton to bring to the table. And always remember crutch number 12. That smile of yours is worth $1 million. Oh, I guess it's a billion now. The millions aren't so important anymore. But your smile is killer. Use it. It lights up the room. Do you know when you smile, a neurologist will tell you
Yeah.
this, you send a communications to every one of your 50 trillion cells. Every smile communicates with every cell. This is a powerful thing. And this is spreading good. That's what it's doing because it is infectious. I think people can hear a phone, can hear a smile at the other, feel it at the other end of a phone. It's it's out there. Thoughts are the most powerful things in the universe. The only thing real may be thought. The only thing in the universe that's real may be thought. There are scientists who are propounding those theses now. In any event, we know they're powerful. And we're in control of our thoughts. We know that. We get to dictate what we think. We get to see the donut or the hole. Life is how we perceive it. We know that. It's not just how it is, it's how we see it. And we get to decide how we see it. We can dwell on the negatives, we can dwell on the positives. That's our
Hmm.
choice.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's something that actually I've been doing, as I said just before you started recording, is that I now use the methods in all aspects of my life and not just the speech. And so for the past few months, I've had a bit of a health issues, and I decided just to focus on what's good, and to train my mind to look at the bright side. And it does work, and it does help a lot.
You know,
Um,
that's so wonderful.
and
That's the
that's
third.
life change.
What you've done is I have three goals for everyone I help. I try to help. The first goal is we're going to stop stuttering. We know that we have so many ways of doing it. We're going to
Yeah,
learn them and we're going to stop. We are in control of that and we will stop and we do stop. 90% of those who Skype with me 8 or more times stop. The second goal is the one we just mentioned, teaching ourselves to love to speak. And this is by expanding our zones a little bit, by beginning to go where we would never have dreamed of going before, like public speaking or something. But we don't. If we're in panic zone when we walk in the room, we sit and we audit the course until we're ready to talk for 2 minutes. I practice with a lot of my students. They're their Toastmasters talks. I practice job interviews. I practice business presentations with a MBA from Stanford who's in a business similar to yours in California. He's an Oriental in money management and a venture capital firm, and I work with him on his business presentation. But the point is, we're going to learn to love to speak. And then the third goal, which you're working on already, which is fabulous, and I've only had a handful of people communicate that to me. I always hope they will, but they usually quit. Once they stop stuttering, they flee, and it's hard for me to get an
yeah.
email out of them after that. But and
And it's quite sad because otherwise, if you don't do it, then you can't say that actually stuttering was the blessing in your
that's
life.
right. It's
It
got
has to be the
you
blessing
can't.
if you use those things that you use the practice on the other aspects of your life.
Yes, and it is becoming a blessing. And
Yeah.
I've had several people tell me that I'll say one of those several, and that's the ultimate goal of our program. I mean, that's where we want to go, and that it's really true. I mean, it. I'm I'm grateful. I didn't enjoy the my 15 years laboring fighting it, but uh, they're over, and
Yeah.
now I can really enjoy them. And of course, I'm able to help other people too, which is really great, you know. But people help themselves. All I can do is point them, say, I went down that road, you know, and it worked for me, so
Yeah.
try it. And it works for a lot of people. It's the whole speech thing is ridiculous, and it's when we look back on it. Your speech is fine, it's great, and you have so much to offer. But don't forget that crutch number 12 because anytime you're feeling heat,
Yeah.
turn that smile of yours on, and it'll go from the top of your head right to your toes, right through your body. And you're just smiling. You got those great teeth and great smile, and it's infectious. Everybody loves it. They'll they'll like you that much better. That much better. People want to be around. It's
Yeah.
an upper. Be an upper. You can do it. You are doing it. You do it. You do it for me. You know, I'm sure you do it during the day.
Okay. Okay. Well,
What else? What else are we gonna? I mean, this was a wonderful little session here.
yeah.
Do you?
What else? I think also it helped me. I just realized that I used to have that little voice at the back of my head that used to tell me, you can't do this, you cannot talk. They think you look stupid. And now it's gone. I don't have that voice in my head. Or
Exactly.
when it's here, it's actually do it. What you have to say is worth it. Yeah, so
You
no,
shed. You.
seriously, seriously, it's, I'm another person. Yeah. And
Amazing.
I can't say much other than thank you. And if you come to London at some
Well,
point, please
I.
come to see
You
me.
know, it's funny. This is the first year that in about four that we're not going to spend Christmas in London. I was there last year. And we tried. I wanted you to bring
Yeah,
your husband over to
yeah.
Claridge's and have tea with us or something.
I
Uh,
was in France.
it's
Yeah,
such a nice spot, and we just love the place. We love London. I was there with my wife and of 45 years and two of my sons and their wives. So we had a fabulous time. We went to Hyde Park. And they had like three roller coasters over there. They made me get on all of them. And it's just London is just so beautiful at Christmas. It's just
very nice.
beyond description. It's so wonderful. And Claridge's, of course, is got to be in the top hotels in the world. I mean, the food, that dining room is to die for. It's just incredible. The music they have in there from tea time on through dinner, it's so wonderful. Anyway, so we'll do that, but unfortunately, I'm not going to make it this year. But I have other mates over there. I have a number of of students over there that all good folks that I would love to see, but you'd be right up the top of the list, of course. So we're gonna call your bluff eventually. Um, what else can do you mind if I put this a link to this video on Facebook? Do you mind? Do you care?
No, please go ahead.
Okay.
Go, go. Yeah.
Okay, that's important because people love these things. I mean, I always say the only person watching my videos is my cat, but the truth, and that's true in a lot of cases. But once they're up there for an hour or whatever, people start to trickle in, and so it's 10 people, 50 people, 100, 200, 500, I don't know. But
Crazy.
some people, I can't talk to 70 million people, and there are a lot of people I never talk to that watch these videos,
Of course, yeah.
and they a lot of them won't call me for whatever reason, but they'll watch these videos.
Yeah.
So it does help people. It does help
And so
people.
how does the SAA works, and do you still get some of these hatred messages and some of these skeptics
The skeptics are
emails?
dying. At least they're
Yeah.
going silent. They're going moribund. They don't. I don't get any nasty emails about being a charlatan, a quack, and a liar and so forth anymore. I don't get those. And some people are actually saying some really nice things in forums and blogs. People I don't even know, saying I'm helping people more than I know and stuff like that. I'm not. This is not a popularity contest or anything. I'm not in it for notoriety. I just want to. I just want to. I would like to eliminate stuttering. It should not be on the planet, and speech anxiety should not be there either. And that's everything a stutterer suffers except without stuttering. People with speech anxiety won't talk, and they don't know why. And there's no reason for that either. And I'm one of my big fears is that my methods will die with me, even no matter how I try. And I just put out, I don't know if you saw it, but if you haven't seen my third edition, you ought to check
I
it
did.
out. You ought to
I
check it
read
out.
it. Yeah,
See it?
I did read it. So, do you remember Richard Parent,
Oh yes,
your friend?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, um, he offered me, well, I offered him to help him translate the book. And then I was so busy with work that I only translated one chapter or two, one or
Well,
two chapters.
we're grateful to
But
you for
anyway, I
that.
tried.
Do you know we've got it going into like 8 languages now?
It's great.
Yeah.
It's
But this book, you've got it anyway, and you should read it because it's a much better book. Five
yeah.
times better book. It's almost 600 pages, and it's a much better book. But um, so what was I going to
I love
say?
the part on the speech during the U.S. Civil War, the Lincoln speech
Oh,
in your
the
book.
Gettysburg Address.
Yeah,
Did you enjoy that?
I love. Yeah, I loved it. I could feel like I was there.
It was so touching, wasn't it?
It was.
It's
Yeah.
the greatest speech by a president in American history. I think I don't think there's any competition. Kennedy's speech in 1962, think not what your country can do for you, think what you can do for your country. Um, that's that's a memorable line, and often quoted. And he was an
Yeah.
excellent speaker, but Lincoln still gets the prize. Um, but of course, his
It was great.
situation was much more grim. But in any event, I'm really thrilled with your report, and it's just it's a wonderful thing. And I don't know, do you think the thing about it is everybody is so busy. I've always hoped that I could get other people helping me coach, but coaching is it's a little bit different than
So
just
different.
beating it. It's a
Yeah,
little.
and I did try with someone you referred to me, and I'm not sure I'm really good at it because I think a lot of it has to do with motivating.
Yes.
And so if the person, on the other hand, is not like 110% motivated, then I'm
Yeah.
not sure I'm as good as you because you go after us with a stick and beat us if we don't.
I'm
And I can't
merciless.
do it. Yes. Um,
Yeah, I ask
and
no
that's
quarter and give
something.
none. There are no excuses, et cetera, et cetera. And I've driven a few people away, but even some of the ones I've driven away have written nice things about me on Facebook. So, that's nice. But I was going to tell you that um, I'm now working. Some people have come to me that want to license my methods, and
Okay.
and they want to put them in videos and stuff like that, and they want to make the book talk in ways, and they want to sell it for a couple $100, and they say this way you'll get your methods known because you, Lee, will never publicize them. True. You, Lee, will never make them known beyond a handful of people you coach every day, and that's true. And we can do that, and we'll give you a percentage of what we make, and you can use it to fund SAA or whatever you want to do. Because I have some costs there and so forth. So I'm thinking very seriously about doing that because one of these days I won't be here, and then I would like these methods not to die with me.
Yeah.
I don't want them to die because they do work.
They do work.
No matter what anybody says, you and I've now
Yeah.
I now have over 70 of them posted. And I'm sure I've had well over 100 that have stopped stuttering with me, but they wouldn't let me post for one reason or another. But 70 posted. I'm just one guy. But I've talked now for over 3,000 Skype sessions so far.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fun,
I think you're right. I think you're right, and your method should stay. But I do also think that the training of the coaches should be good because a big part of the success comes down to you actually, and you making us believe in what we can do. And that's something that
you're
is
right,
almost
of course. But I want to tell you that this third edition pours so much more of me in this book. This book will get so much closer. And if the videos are properly done, if I do this with these people, I'm going to do videos. I'm going to make this book talk in videos. And it's more than an audible book. It's it's gotta have the flavor kind of like coaching does when you go through every chapter. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do my best to make the book breathe. And if it does generate significant money, then maybe we can actually pay coaches without charging the the PWS. Now I mean, and these people who want to license it, they say, well, we can sell a product for a couple $100, and right now, if your PWS go for therapy, it's $200, $300 an hour, $2,000 to $5,000 for a clinic, and I have people who've spent. One of my people spent $30,000 on therapists alone.
Yeah.
And another one told me he spent $50,000, and they both stuttered badly. And one of them doesn't stutter anymore now. He is absolutely clear, and his story's on SAA. The other one didn't stay with me. He only Skyped with me about 3 times, and he disappeared on me. I think there is, to be fair to everybody, some people don't want to socialize. They just don't want to do it. And if you stutter, you got a perfect excuse. And I think that goes on. It becomes a shield in some ways with some people. In any event, I never give up on anybody, and I never will. As long as they'll stay with me, I will stay with them. I'm posting a success story in a week or so about a guy who, when he came to me, could not say one single word to me for 3 months. And he left me, and then he came back, and at that point I could get him to whisper to me. And then he left me again, and then he came back. He started with me in 2016. He came back for the third time in 2018, and he stayed with me every week after that. And he no longer stutters. He's retarded, and he's autistic, and he has Asperger's, and he does not stutter now. But his speech has some issues, but you could understand him. You could understand him anywhere.
Yeah.
And he's middle-aged, but it's the biggest triumph yet. I mean, this guy, You know, he'll tell you. I mean, he didn't care about living or anything else. You know, he was really miserable, and he's a happy guy now. He's a happy guy. Even so, he's going on under a pseudonym, and he's going on. One of the things he did to beat it was pretend to be a clown, and by being a clown, he was able to speak better. And he used to paint his face like a clown and do it. And his picture on the success story is going to be in a clown
It,
face.
it also reminds me of the child that you were also helping, and you were telling his mother, he was 5 or 7 years old,
Yes,
and you were
he beat
telling
it.
his mother to let him play roles.
He did.
Uh,
He
which is
Harry
amazing.
Potter.
Yeah, because I was thinking if one day I have a child with a speech issue, then that's what I'll do.
I would say if you have a child and they make mistakes with their speech, don't
Don't.
correct them.
Yeah,
Do not
yeah,
correct them.
yeah.
The way you know it's like Jesus said about teaching by example, and lots of other people have said it. Confucius was a same proponent of that. You teach good speech by speaking well.
Yeah.
And you can do reading with them. You read to them, they read to you. You can do that, but when they make mistakes, leave it alone.
Yeah.
They'll correct their own mistakes.
Yeah.
Well, it's really great seeing you again, and I'm so
Thank
glad
you.
that you're doing so well and that you're working on phase 3. I love it, making stuttering into a blessing. That's fabulous. All I want to
Maybe I
say
step
is
2, so maybe I'll go back to step 2 and learn to love speech.
yes, I think that should be your objective, and it's all in your attitude. And when you do your self hypnosis, you know, I of course one of the things on my affirmations is I love to speak, and I stress the word love. I love to speak. I love to speak, and you know it's fun, it's enjoyable, and you just and the way you can do it. Start doing. I know you do speaking now. You have to give business presentations and things, correct?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
you are forced to do that, and you should look forward to every one of them and enjoy them.
Okay.
And if you have any concerns, if you ever want to practice one, here's a willing listener and critic, you know.
All right. I'll keep that.
You got enough problems. You don't need me throwing stones at you. But no, I think but anything you can do to increase your public speaking. You know, Toastmasters is not for orators. It's for people who want to. It's for people like you, really, in the business world, who want to speak a little bit better than they do.
Yeah.
And so it's a good program. And um, I want to set one up for stutterers and speech anxiety people. I want a club for them.
In
I'm trying to
London,
come
there
up
is
with that.
one actually.
What?
If you in London, there is one. It's called King Speakers, like the film,
Yeah.
the King's Speech, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's a Toastmasters group, and it's called King Speakers, and yeah, they're doing well.
You know, I always say that I saw that film of the King's Speech, and I know. I mean, when he was finished, when the film was finished, he still stuttered. And the point is, I know that if I could get him to use my methods, if I could have, I know that he would not speak and he would not have
Yeah.
those problems anymore.
But so I joined actually King Speakers before I met you, and I left because you meet a lot of people who are convinced that they cannot cure, and they are convinced that they just have to learn to live with it.
No,
Um,
not true.
so didn't find it very helpful, so I
Well,
left.
see that club, that's a club of dyed in the wool PWS. And
Mm,
the club I want to form is going to be one of people like you who are anxious to prove that they can say whatever
yeah.
they want.
Yeah.
Now, you know what? What I say on the cover of my book is irrefutable logic. If you can say one word anywhere, anytime, you can say any word anywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
There's no reason, none.
Hmm.
And
None.
you may have to slow down. You may have to talk less. You may have to think a crutch now and then, like
Hmm.
extreme pronunciation, but you will not stutter. I've changed my methods a lot since I worked with you, and they're infinitely better than they were when I worked with you. And they're in the third edition. A lot of it is. That's pretty close
Yeah.
to where I am.
Next time we speak, I would like you to show me an example of speaking in bursts, I think, or incremental bursts. Is that um, I've seen you
Here,
were
here's
talking
here
about.
it is in a nutshell. I when I said speaking in bursts, I could have said it better. What I could have said and now say is when you think in speaking bursts, you're trying to chop your sentences into parts,
Yeah.
and that gets you thinking about words and groups of words and so forth. What I prefer to say now is insert a full stop every few words.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter between which words you insert the full stop. Just insert full stops.
Yeah.
1001 or 1001, 1002, or even make them wait 1001, 1002, 1003. They will wait. They will
Yeah.
wait. So insert full stops every few words. Speak slowly.
Hmm.
Pronounce everything.
Yeah.
Try very hard to pronounce every syllable. You will be as articulate as the best Shakespearean Brit when you think this way. And then insert full stops as you go every few words. Sometimes even every word. Oh, yeah. People won't think you're strange at all. And don't forget to whisper. Change your voice register either. It makes your speech more interesting. And it's fun. But above all, don't forget number 12. What's number 12?
Smile.
That's it. All right. Well, listen, it's been great seeing you again. And I'm going to put a link to this on Facebook. It's just
Yeah.
great seeing you again. And you will hear from me. I I had you um, I can always I have your email, so I can email you
Hmm.
when I go to London,
Yeah.
and we'll arrange something. We'll get it. We'll introduce our spouses to each other and have a nice
Perfect.
time.
Great. Fantastic.
What else you want to hit? Anything else you want to hit this morning?
No, I think it would be good if we could Skype every couple of months, every other month, maybe, or every month, as you.
Okay, then I would
So
say
I'll send you an email, and when
if you
I.
would send me when you do it on the half hour,
Mhm.
you can almost do it almost any time
Okay,
because
let's do
I
it.
can cut one off and pick you up at the half hour. You know, so um, what I did is if I since I don't know when you want to do it, let me see what I have in the calendar right now for you. What it says.
What
Um,
I can do is email you at the beginning of next month, and then you send me your availability for the week.
Actually, if you wanted to just, you've written down this is Thursday, 11. It was 11 a.m. my time, so it was 3 p.m. your time,
Yeah.
and that worked great. Now, of course, I might have. Um, let me just see if I have. I don't think I have this down for weekly. No, I don't. This is a one time only. So, and you just whatever it is you want. If you come in at the half hour,
Yeah.
I can do it most of the time. You can say, "Can we Skype this week? How about Wednesday or Thursday? Around noon your time or something, which is like 4 your time, or something like that." Just say that, and I'll pick a half hour,
Okay.
and we'll do it.
Great. Perfect. Excellent. Thank you very much.
It's great to
I
see
will try
great to see
to
old
speak
friends, even
in
when
good.
they're as young as you
Yes.
are.
Well, I'm not that young anymore.
Oh, yes, you are.
I really not that young anymore.
Everything's relative. You're talking to
Yes,
Father
fair enough.
Time here.
Fair enough.
All right. Have a
All right,
great
Lee.
week and month, and I'll see you, I
And we'll
hope, very soon.
speak soon. Bye bye.
Take care.